Hey everybody, it's PartyElite. Welcome you back to our quaint little village in Manor Lords. A quaint little village that might very soon be in a great deal of trouble as we are extremely low on fuel and winter is coming. Folks, I'm glad to see you're enjoying the playthrough thus far. It's really nice to see the positive reception. I've been absolutely having a blast over here with Manor Lords, and I'm so excited to just continue this playthrough and see exactly how this lovely little place grows into a bustling city. Now, like I said, we're in a bit of a stressful spot because fuel's on the lower side of things, but we are establishing our new Woodcutter's Lodge, and as soon as that gets built up, I was going to say we're going to be in a much better place, but then of course a bandit camp was sighted. So there's a bit of stress building for sure, and I want to make sure that we're moving a little bit faster going forward. Last session, again, lots of mechanics, explanations, and things like that, but as we go further along, we're going to be picking up the pace. But the first thing I do want to do today is actually change the name of our settlement. I got an excellent name suggestion for my noble that I'm going to use in future playthroughs for sure, but I love the name suggestion so much because it fits so well that I thought, why not rename our small village with this new name? I mean, it's getting established, it's starting to grow, it makes sense to give it an official name, whereas this might have been what the people used to call it, just, offhand, based on, I don't know, the name of the guy who founded it or something. I don't know. Either way, I thought this was a great name suggestion, so let's pop that in. This is now the village of Adelsball, which I've been told is a sort of compound word where Adels means noble and ball is a ball, like a party. So it's, party of the nobles, party elite. I love it. I absolutely love the suggestion. Thank you very much for that. And folks, just as a quick reminder, I do always read all of the comments on the channel's videos. So if you have any thoughts, opinions, feedback, you want to give some ideas of how we expand, fire away. Drop them in the comments. I will read them. I will take them into consideration. And apart from that, of course, if you're enjoying Manor Lords and you'd like to see more of it on the channel, hit that like button and don't hesitate to leave a comment, like I said. And if you're not already subscribed, consider subscribing. Anyway, enough about that. Let's get this party started, shall we? It looks as though the Woodcutter's Lodge is, oh my goodness, almost done. One more third. I think we'll be okay. To be frank. But we also want to get a move on some other things because we want to start generating some regional wealth. We want to start building more of these backyard extensions, and we want to start looking at some of the upgraded extensions as well. Particularly I'm looking at like the Bowyer's Workshop, the Armorer's Workshop, so we can prepare for these bandits. It's an inevitability, right? So let's consider what our options are. I mean, first things first, in order to upgrade these burgage plots, I still need to get these guys the church, which we're working on, and I got to get them clothing supplies. So that's going to mean leather for us, because that's going to be the quickest thing for us to produce. First things first, Woodcutter's Lodge is ready, so let's go ahead and assign our one remaining family and unassign a family from the storehouse that currently has one too many. It was asked in the comments, by the way, if we can see assigned families without having to click over every building. Absolutely, you hit tab and that gives you an overview, not just of how many people are working in a building, but also what the maximum capacity of that building is. It also highlights how many families are living in areas and what needs have been left unmet to upgrade the house. So these icons convert into check marks when the building is ready to be upgraded. So yeah, there is this overlay so you can get a good sense of how much construction percentage is left and how many people are working and where some of your key buildings actually are as well. But yeah, keep those questions coming as well. I'll answer what I can in the comments, and other things I'll show in like a following video, basically. And I am planning on doing beginner's guides and stuff like that as well. I saw a few requests come through in the comments, so those are happening too. Anyway, let's take a look at what we want to do here. So leather. For that, we're going to need our tannery. And what I'm thinking about the tannery is, on the one hand, you might think, okay, why don't we go ahead and put the tannery right next to the hunting camp? That would make sense in terms of efficiency, in terms of, the hides are right there, they get taken to the tannery, they get processed, and then they get brought down to storage. Sure, but remember, we want to put our manor up over here. And while it makes sense to, have a cute little hunting camp that I, use to get prepared for my own hunts as well, that I pretend to use to get prepared for my hunts as well, or perhaps a forager hut for, my lady and my daughters or whatever to go picking berries from. While that's all, quaint and cute and lordly, I don't think a tannery makes much sense up over here. So we're actually going to make our industrial hub, as I've been saying for a while down over here, include things like the dyer's workshop, which needs berries, or the tannery, which needs hides. In order to do that, though, I'm going to need to shift some stuff around. I'm going to push the logging camp over. I'm wondering if I wait for more timber. My goodness. These bandits, man. We're going to have to get on them. We're going to have to get on them. And we got to grow our population as well, because we want to make sure our army is large enough to deal with whatever these guys represent in terms of strength. All right, no time to dally. I think I'm going to go ahead and order the construction of the tannery. It only costs 4 timber. Where can I place you? Perhaps over here. I want to have some distance from the houses. If I'm not mistaken, tanneries tend to like have a stink to them. Like they tend to be pretty smelly. So I want to try and like keep that in mind. Though I'm sure there are people who don't care and would rather live close to it just so they have a shorter commute to work or what have you. I'm going to go ahead and say it was established a little further away, and then we'll eventually grow into and around it. You know what? All right, let's just move these buildings over. Let's go ahead and relocate you all the way up to here so we can start clearing the area around these clay pits and stone deposits out. Sure, let's pop you down like so. It'll instantly remove it. Supplies will still remain over here, so that's got to be cleared out, but at least the building itself has been moved. Let's go ahead and extend our roads. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. Like, does this make the most sense? Or does it make a lot more sense to kind of have, you know what, this road would extend probably. That feels like the actual desired path. So, sure, let's do that. Good stuff. Like I said, I'm going to try and make this as organic as possible and as believable as possible, even with some inefficient decisions from time to time. Because for me, that's where half the fun is in the role playing, if you will. Like you try and pretend this is a real place lived in by real people, and what kind of decisions would they make, such as not having a tannery right next to the Lord's Manor. So yeah, that's a good call over here, I think. Logging camp, saw pit. Clear these areas out. Yep, excellent. Let's go ahead and build that tannery now. A bit further along, let's go ahead and activate Snap to Roads again. And put you where? Like somewhere up here, perhaps, or maybe even up over here. They'll come down to the storehouse, pick up what they need. Like, it's a decent distance to go, to be frank, so I might establish a storehouse more nearby, and that's where we'll stockpile hides, perhaps, and then bring the finished goods down here for the market. We'll try that, maybe. For now, though, let's get you set up over there, and eventually we'll build the dyer's workshop as well. I'm not in a rush. We'll get it eventually because dyes will be able to export. Some of our buildings will need it for local production, but early on we might just use it for export to again generate that regional wealth with which we can get those upgrades I was talking about. But yes, tannery is under construction. There are people working down here. Excellent. Hopefully we'll be fine for fuel. Looking good. I do have my hitching post built. Do I go ahead and spend the last of my regional wealth to acquire another ox? I say yes. I say yes. Now, it's going to take a couple of months, potentially, to get this this ox over. Someone will physically bring this ox over from a distant land. So I love that. You have to really plan ahead and make that commitment fairly early at times. So the reason why I am doing that, the reason why I'm allowing my regional wealth to go right down to 0 at the cost of not being able to build any other upgrades is because those oxen are going to speed up construction, the collection of timber, all kinds of stuff. And I think that's going to be sort of optimal overall. Let's go ahead and get the forager hut active once more. All these unassigned families are because we just moved those 2 buildings that were keeping people occupied. But I'm going to go ahead and get 2 folks into the forager hut so we can start picking these berries before winter comes through and zeroes us out. We might as well collect the berries that we can in the meantime. Otherwise, it looks like this area has been cleared out, so let's chase after the church. The church will help with people's overall satisfaction and approval. So that's a benefit, and of course it's one of the steps in upgrading the houses as well. So let's get the wooden church. I need a little bit more timber. Fair enough. Let's just wait for the logging camp to get built up then. Soon enough, it won't take too long. Make sure it's the highest priority because of course it's bottlenecking us otherwise. And once the saw pit is built, we'll want to make sure that it's, again, leaving enough timber for us to actually do some of this construction. I thought we had more resources stolen there for a second, but no, we were okay for the time being. Shall we pick up the pace a little bit? I think so. Speed things up ever so slightly. And I've got some fun plans for this general area. I've been thinking about this. I can't like I can't fall asleep because I'm thinking about how I want to grow our town. I've got some fun plans. I can't wait to see how they actually play out. So cool. Our logging camp is done. I'm going to just assign one family to this, keep 2 families at the forager hut for the time being, and we'll swap that around once the saw pit is done. Though we have enough. Oh, we have plenty of planks. Planks should get us decent money when we're exporting it. Like, not amazing. It's not going to be great, but it'll be something, because we only needed to construct so many things locally, but we have such a great source of planks all around us, right? So we're probably going to use that primarily as an export to help generate a steady flow of cash. How are we looking here? Who are all these people? All right, cool. They're all grabbing their baskets and going out to forage. Now, I am curious, folks. Do you want me to spend some more time kind of just watching? This game is absolutely gorgeous. One of its like big things is the vibe. One of its big things, I think, is the vibe. And, like, just the level of detail in things like, yeah, people actually go out to hunt. They actually go out to the berry bush to grab berries. Like, all kinds of fun little details like that. And it's a game that you can, you know, spend some time just watching at times. Maybe not in the middle of a massive battle, but outside of that, you can just kind of take some time to watch an individual go through the woods. I mean, look at the lighting and stuff. Anyway, sorry, I digress. So let me know if you want more of that or less of that. I'm cool either way because I could literally just watch this game for hours on end. And just see the people move around and go about their lives and do their thing. So let me know what you think. By the way, as I say those compliments, I should mention, and I try to mention this all the time, that this channel, rather outside of this channel I should say, I am affiliated with the publisher Hooded Horse. And though that doesn't have any impact on what I do on my channel and what videos I make, etc., etc., it is something I like to mention at all times when I am covering games that they publish, just in the interest of transparency. If you want more details about that affiliation, you can check out the video I've linked in the description down below. But yeah, I do want to just mention that every time I'm covering a game that is published by them, I just feel like it's, again, in the interest of transparency. And it's Manor Lords. I mean, obviously I was going to play this game either way, but I still think it's important to mention. Anyway, how are we looking over here? I mean, I could just speed time up a little bit. Yeah, sure. That's the thing. I'm torn between what entertains you. Do you just want to see the city grow, or would you like to take a moment from time to time to just see the city live, I suppose? Let me know. Let me know, because it does have an influence on how I approach things. I've mentioned it before. I'll mention it again. And I'm sure I'll mention it more times in the future, too. The tannery has been prioritized, eh? Am I okay with that? I suppose so, but we have enough now to build the wooden church. So here, let's build the wooden church, and then we'll get the saw pit prioritized again. Let's get the church. I'm trying to figure out the right spot here. So I'd like the road, I think, to kind of grow a little bit. We're just going to establish some room for that to happen. Something like that, let's say. Taking a risk here, because I've told myself I'm not going to remove roads, right? And you absolutely can remove roads. You know, you let the grass grow back over it and stuff like that. But I'm trying to make that extra challenge for me, which I've seen some of you are enjoying already, which is great. Those of you who have been following the channel for a long time, and city builders in particular, will know I have a tendency to want things to be like lined up and kind of perfect and all that good stuff. This is a fun little extra challenge for me. Again, turning off snap to road so I can get a bit more sort of precise with how I want this to be. This looks nice. We got the well, we got the church, and then further along we'll have the Lord's Manor. Pop you down here. Yeah. Go with that, and connect you like so. Beauty. I think that'll be nice. That'll be very nice. All right, cool. You guys are continuing to build that. Let's prioritize the saw pit, I think. Actually, you know what? Now, let's let them finish the tannery first. That'll give us, again, access to leather, and that is good for progression. Gonna go ahead and focus on the trees over here so we can clear this area out. And you know what? The logging camp as well. Let's go ahead and get you to focus on this area for starters. And I just got to keep an eye out for when we're, when these areas have been emptied out and those guys are idling. By the way, we can actually get rid of this shrubbery as well, because a lot of these, like, these are like small trees that aren't worth cutting for their timber or anything. So they're considered... Oh dear, winter is approaching. They are considered to be purely cosmetic, and so we can kind of get rid of them to clear the area out and find which trees are actual trees in the same swoop. Yeah, it looks a little bit cleaner, and I think that's what folks would actually do. They'd clear the area out, right? So there you have it. Tannery is ready. Who has too many people working at it? I mean, berries are being picked at. I wonder how I want to adjust our assignments here. So this house is actually sitting empty, waiting for people to arrive. If they could hurry up, that would be excellent, because I could certainly use more people. We still only have 3 months worth of fuel. Are these guys actually doing anything? Okay, now I'm a little bit more nervous. Okay, you know what? The berries can stop. It was a nice idea, but the berries can stop, and let's go ahead and get one more family at the Woodcutter's Lodge. Again, make sure they're working like up over here or something, just to clear the area out for future construction. And let's get somebody at the tannery as well, so we can work towards those upgrades and get some of the more advanced goods going as well. Obviously, there is a cost to building these advanced backyard extensions. However, the regional wealth cost is a lot lower, and some of them actually don't even have a regional wealth cost. So we will have options. We will have options. The saw pit can wait until more families move in. Let's speed time up ever so slightly. And hope to God that we end up with more fuel than we have right now, because... yeah, that's not enough. That's not enough. But yeah, these guys, they're getting to work. They're getting to work. Yeah. You can see them hauling, and again, like, yeah, look at that. Like like they'll cut it down into firewood, and they'll individually like load up carts and ship, and come on, you kidding me? The level of detail. All right, we're good. Church is being built. Nothing else over here being built. So yeah, we can prioritize the church. That's all well and good. Tannery's got someone working. They've already got a store set up. Oh, there's this clothing stall. What do we got? Firewood stall. The clothing stall is being built still, so it is a fresh one. I will need this marketplace to be a bit bigger, I think. I got a little too, not ambitious. What's the opposite of ambitious? I underestimated how many stalls we might need, so I might extend it a bit over here, and that's fine. That's fine. I love that. Like, that's how I want to approach this. Like, make a couple mistakes, organically improve upon them, see how the village develops. We'll want to start getting stone soon-ish. Nice. We got ourselves another family. Good. But yeah, I want to start getting stone soon, because our manor will require stone to construct, if I recall correctly. Yes, 15 stone and a bit of timber as well, of course, and some planks. So we'll get to stones soon. I might just import them instead, depending on what order things happen in, I suppose. How are we feeling? This is going to take some time to build, like just the amount of resources that are needed for the church to be built. Oh, is our second ox here, actually? Yes, it has arrived. Wonderful. So that should help speed things up a little bit. Curious if someone's going to pick this ox up. Family member has joined one of the settlers, I assume over here. They've grown... Oh, no, they haven't. Somewhere else. Maybe they're still arriving, I suppose. This is an unassigned family, eh? Why don't we go ahead and... Who's working here for the time being? 2 families. You're from all the way over here. Okay, why don't we do this? Why don't we go ahead and assign you to the tannery. Assign you to the Woodcutter's Lodge. That makes a bit more sense to me, I think. We've got 2 families here, so let's go ahead and remove one, and hopefully the right one got removed, but I have a feeling it did not. It's because of the order. When they have a market, the family without the market gets removed first. And these guys were just recently assigned, so I highly doubt they're the ones who had the market. Cool, that should make commutes a little bit shorter and a bit more efficient. Very good stuff. Speed time up a little bit. Speed time up a little bit, and soon we'll want to build our trading post. Oh, I can do it right now. Let's do it. build the trading post a little bit further out than I'd initially intended. But that's not a problem. Well, it's a lot further out than initially intended. Oh, this no removing roads rule is, it's gonna sting. Gotta go all the way back to here. Okay, that's fine. Some trees will be uprooted, so I'm not doing that just yet. Let's go ahead and get you guys working up over here. And the logging camp should be working over, let's say, here. Yeah, good stuff. We're clearing away. We're clearing away. Good stuff. One family at the storehouse. It is going to get topped up relatively soon, it feels like. You know, we're past halfway there, so I might need to upgrade this to a large storehouse. The granary as well, by the way, can be upgraded, but it requires stone as well. But we're nowhere near topped up over there, which maybe I should be concerned about. Maybe. Trade post or house? Trade post or house? You know what? House. Because what's the point of having buildings if you can't actually operate them? So let's build 2 more. Extend the road first. And just hope that I don't interfere with my planned location of the trading post. I mean, what I could do is a bit of city planning. It's not like this era had 0 city planning, right? So I don't think it's unreasonable for me to be like, okay, well, we know this is where the trading post will go. Oh, right, there's trees uprooted. You know what? What's life without risks? Go ahead and pull you out a little bit. I like that this is not completely parallel and straight. Adds a bit of spice, as it were. And get our burgage plot set up over here. Just want 2. Ooh, or I could do that. Space enough for 2 families. Only 1 for the time being. Maybe we go full here. And if I do this kind of a thing, let me just see what we can do here. If I do that, not just shy of big enough for a extension. Wouldn't mind one of them having an extension, or an expansion, I should say, sorry. There we go. Like something like that, you know? Again, just a bit of variety. Sounds good to me. We've got enough timber. It will consume all of it. Or it'll reserve all of it, I should say. There's a few more trees to take out. Let's make sure we're working in the right areas here. Alright, 4 months of fuel. That's feeling better. It'll take us through the early parts of winter, and we'll keep chopping down wood. I think we're in a good spot now, I think. Famous last words. Famous last words. Speed time up a little bit further. Working away. Yeah, we got leather, and it's being brought over to... No, perhaps not to the storehouse, perhaps directly to the clothing stall. We are selling, though. And if we take a look at needs, you can see we are reaching food variety and fuel and clothing for quite a few people. But we're just short on supply to get to the furthest houses. Proximity does make a difference. Proximity does make a difference. That's something to think about. This feels nice. Like time-lapse the construction of this church. I just love the time it takes to build something and the steps that there are to actually building it. All right, keep time sped up though. We have work to do. Good stuff. This burgage plot. Yeah, these are all slowly seeing progress. If we actually see 3 families move in quick succession, that'll be nice. And then, you know, I can do the same down over here. I can extend this road. It's already been extended, and get some more houses down here. We're collecting timber at a decent rate, so that's good. That's good. Am I feeling comfortable with more people moving in? Yes. As I say, what's life without risks? Pop you in here. A little bigger, room for an expansion, so it doesn't cost as much, but we can expand later. But I've got the timber right now. Why don't we go ahead and commit? Again, I'm sure that this is not all perfectly aligned, but it doesn't need to be. Look at that. Look at that beauty. I love the little shopkeep yelling, hawking his wares. Oh, that's a good line. I didn't... Yeah, that's a good line. My goodness, guys. I'm sorry. I'm totally getting... I apologize for slowing down so frequently today, but I mean, the light snow, this beautiful small church, like, just trying to get the perfect shot here. There we go. There it is. Look at that. Look at that. And the birds off in the distance. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Let's get to it. So the church should have now helped us fulfill all the needs for some of these buildings. Let's go ahead and start upgrading so we can start generating regional wealth. Obviously, it costs us some timber. We have, how much? Enough for one house. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't pop those down. Let's upgrade you first. Upgrade you to level 2. We'll upgrade you. The smaller buildings will be upgraded first. This one can wait. The reason why the smaller buildings are upgrading first is because the backyard extensions I have planned for them don't benefit from larger backyards. So I wanna get these guys upgraded. Oh, work area is empty. I knew I'd stop paying attention. Oh wow, we worked fast there. I mean, obviously it helps that we were playing it 2 times for a little bit, but that was faster than I'd expected. Comes the snow. Now I'm wondering actually, like, so we're gonna have our manor up over there. Now this is a lot of wasted space. Let me know in the comments actually what you think makes the most sense to put in here. Like, I started thinking maybe farms, maybe fields, because again, that's like, it has that kind of quaintness to it. So perhaps the church, some fields, then the Lord's Manor, the hunting camp, and the forager hut, you know, to mingle with the folk and all that kind of good stuff. That's where my head's at right now. But maybe if there's something else you guys think makes sense, like I wouldn't want to put anything industrial there. I wouldn't want to put, you know, logistics-based stuff so close to the manor. And again, just as a reminder, we have the perfect start as far as fertility is concerned. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. The berries, by the way, are done for. Forager hut is empty right now. Good stuff. Again, winter is here. The berries will die, of course. And these burgage plots are almost done, so we should slowly see our population grow as well. Good stuff. Speed things along while we're waiting for that. Fully collect more timber so that we can build that trading post. I'm growing the population as well so that we can actually, you know, get the army going. Right now we have 18 recruits. If we had 2 more, we'd be actually using all the equipment we have. But if I can get a bowyer's workshop going, then we'll be able to produce more equipment to use ourselves as well. And that's kind of where my head's at right now. This thing is being upgraded, so goods will need to be brought in. Upgrades don't just snap into place like, you know, many other city builders and colony management games. Not to say that one way or the other is the right way to do it, but, you know, just keeping on brand, I guess, with what Manor Lords is trying for. It's not like they just snap into place. Logs will have to be brought over. People will come through. They'll actually build it up. And the timing, you know, realistically is a little unfortunate because we're going to see like the thatch roof and stuff get pulled down so that the upgraded construction can be built. So as the snow is falling, they're rushing to finish this house off. Oops, as far as timing is concerned, but it is a process. It is a process. Stuff isn't instantaneous. Oh my god. Look at that. Look at that. Alright, resources stolen. Fair enough. Oh, they stole firewood of all things, some vegetables as well. Now, hey, looks like the vegetable farms then are starting to harvest. Maybe we got at least 1 veggie before the snow came in, but I'll take it. Progress. Progress is good. Burgage plots have been completed. Alright, good stuff. Hopefully some folks start moving in. Approval is on its way up. As you can see, the church has helped. We can upgrade the church, by the way. We can take it up to a small stone church, which is necessary to get these buildings up to tier 3. But as you can see, that is, well, there's resource requirements there that we cannot yet fulfill. We do not need to employ anybody at the church to actually fulfill faith needs. The person at the church is a grave digger, and, you know, they'll make consecrated burials and stuff for when people eventually start to die. It is an inevitability. And then, of course, there are bodies that don't deserve proper burial, and for them, we will have, I forget, it's not administrative, it's not an industry, farming corpses, residential. Well, I guess it's a kind of residence. We have the corpse pit. This will also have grave diggers as workers, but these are for people who are, unworthy of consecrated grounds, as it were. Good stuff. And here you can see the upgrade is happening. A little extension over here, nicer roofing, and there you have it. And you can see it is quite distinct from everything around it. Can I build the Bowyer's Workshop? I can. And I wonder if there's a reason not to. Because we can export bows. We can absolutely export bows. It's a bit expensive because you have to establish a trade route, and I'll explain that when we get to it. But otherwise, we can arm our archers. Yeah, sure. Let's get to it. Construction started. Fletcher's shop. And then we'll go ahead and get these guys upgraded too, and get some other structures in place once we have the wealth for it. I wouldn't mind having, for example, the tailor's workshop and the cobbler's workshop in these areas, because they, they'll supply the markets, so it makes kind of sense as well to have these artisans near the market. However, again, making the Bowyer's Workshop, the Fletcher's shop, has meant one of our families can no longer be assigned, so we are out of unassigned family members now. Where are we over-investing? Perhaps here. We have 8 months worth of fuel? Sure. Let's get ourselves a free family for any construction work that's happening. And I should also point out, well, once the Fletcher's shop is done, I'll point out the needs to upgrade from Tier 2 to Tier 3. So let's speed time up a little bit. Henry's doing okay. Oh, let's go ahead and build ourselves a nice fire path here. Yeah, looks like people are using that. Good stuff. Very good stuff. All right. We're going to continue to expand our cleared out area over here, just so we can not have to worry about... it's just the process I like doing. It just feels a bit more right to me. All right. Come along here. Construction continues. And there you have it. The Fletcher's shop. Nice big... workshop back over here. But yes, if we take a look at the building, we need a tavern now, we need a higher level church, and we need 2 pips of clothing supply. So if I can get shoes going, or if I can get clothes going, or cloaks, but shoes and clothes are going to be easier. Shoes require leather, and we're already producing leather, so might as well get a cobbler going with one of those upgrades. Do they call it a cobbler here? Yeah, cobbler's workshop. And start producing shoes and take a look at that. And then whatever we're not using, we export. Now, do I upgrade to level 2? Start generating more wealth? Or do I build more houses? People have not moved in for some time. Trying to figure out the value here. I have enough for 2 homes. Yeah, let's upgrade you. Let's upgrade you. Sure. Speed time up. Yeah, I think that was the right call. Because we have... Yeah, we have an empty plot there. We have an empty plot here. So we got a couple of empty plots. We have 9 families. We have room for 12. So let's let those fill up first, rather than using our resources to build more empty residences. The housing boom cause a crisis. Everyone's chipping away. Our needs being met nicely. Some gaps in clothing. That's understandable. To be expected, I think, even. Just when you consider our limited throughput right now. Ah, there we go. New family moving in. Start of a new year. New family has joined. Gives us a bit more wiggle room. And perhaps at this point, we can consider building the trade post. And you'll fit right there. Where'd that gap go? One last tree that needs to be uprooted. And again, I can do it through construction. I just like, I don't know why. Old habits, perhaps. Get you guys to work there. Let's go. The logging camp is continuing to work over here. I think that's helping us just collect timber that much faster. And while we wait for the trading post, why don't we collect timber a little bit faster? Another firewood stall has been established. So I think we have 2 firewood stalls now. And that's to say, it's not like there'll only be one of anything. There are multiple families that have access to these resources, that are stockpiling these resources. I wouldn't be surprised if one of those is, yeah, from the woodcutter's lodge, and the other one presumably is from the storehouse. Yeah, fair enough. And they're both just, hawking their wares. Why wouldn't they? If it can help the throughput and the reach of these goods, then I'm not going to complain. Fuel's not getting down here, eh? Well, hopefully we start stockpiling a bit more. It might just be because of the recent constructions. But we'll keep an eye on this, and maybe we need to establish another market somewhere down over here. That'll be interesting, if that becomes the case. There you have it. We're no longer a small village, but are now a medium village. That gives us access to yet another development point. And I'm not sure exactly which way I want to go. I mean, I was thinking about rye cultivation. We don't really need, because we can grow anything. Irrigation is interesting. Like, with all this fertility, a drought would devastate us if we rely too heavily on farms. So perhaps irrigation. But then at the same time, I think about, for example, well, it'd be nice to have bakeries at these houses that we're establishing around the market, so we can turn, you know, the flour we can already produce with the buildings in place, of course, into bread in more places. But for that, of course, we need the heavy plow, which would also help us farm faster. And then there's fertilization, which has its benefits, additional benefits as well, in terms of restoring fertility. There's so many options, so many options. I don't think I'm in a rush for either of these two. Eventually, I would like to get some basic armor making going so we can start producing equipment locally. Charcoal makes fuel more efficient by turning firewood into charcoal. And then trapping helps us produce passive income. The forest management might be a good idea. Doubles capacity of all berry deposits. Trapping keeps getting us more meat. Or in between. You know what? I'm going to hold off for the time being. There's nothing that is immediately pressing. We're doing decent in terms of food supply and stuff. And maybe I'm being a little hesitant and a little foolish with that hesitation. But I'd like to figure out what I need before I jump to a conclusion and then wait until the next upgrade point, which is, you know, a few steps away. I need a few more level 2 or higher burgage plots. Not the hardest thing to execute on, but maybe not something I want to rush on either. Alright, what are we looking at here? So we can't get anything apart from a joiner's workshop going, which would help us make shields, but don't think I'm in a rush to do that. Let's hang tight, start thinking about that regional wealth. You know what, let's really focus on these trees over here. Get them chopped. Are you all topped up? No, we're not all topped up. We still have 2 empty houses. Another food stall built as well. Alright, you know what? I will definitely need to expand our marketplace capacity. So it's actually quite good that the trade post has been pushed back, because we can make this entire area a market. I could also... I was tempted, actually, to pop down a shrine. Oh, I could put it right down in the middle here. Oh, that might be nice. Sure, and it would explain the gap in the market. Yeah, sure, you know what? Here, let's go ahead and put the shrine down over here. Stuff, and let's go ahead and build that trading post. I think we finally have made enough room for it. Where are we? I feel like I'm being pushed back further and further with every attempt at putting this thing down. Pretty far back. It doesn't say trees will be uprooted, so should be safe. Yeah, we were. Pretty good. Let's get the road established in both directions. And let's get this road extending as well. Good stuff. And let's get ourselves the expanded marketplace too. So yeah, I'm just going to let... If stalls come up around the shrine, I'll be fine. Looks like they won't. And if they won't anyway, then should we leave it empty? Might as well, just in case. Just in case. Pop you up there. Oh, right there. 12 more stall locations. As opposed to what? If I do go all the way to there, 15 more stall locations. Alright, that's worth it, I think. That might be worth it, especially seeing how this expanded. Let's go ahead and pop you down. Oh. What's up there? It's getting in our way. Might be the shrine actually blocking construction. Yeah, looks like it. Fair enough. 14, I can work with that. Can I get you a little bit further out? Alright. Go with the 14. Sounds good to me. Have a bit more room. I mean, this one's not filled up just yet, but Now I'm not going to forget, you know, when I kick off the next episode or something, what I was planning on doing over there. Alright, good stuff. Trading post will be done soon, hopefully. Hopefully more families will come through when February hits. Again, families typically immigrate on a monthly basis, depending on your approval rating. It'll either be 1 family or 2. I think the threshold for 2 is 75% and up, if memory serves me right. So hopefully we're going to see a couple families move in. Yeah, look at that. Clothing supply, food supply, church, all that is helping so much. Beautiful. We're up at 80 now. All right. Can't complain about that. Let's make sure our logging camp resumes logging in their vicinity. What am I thinking? Up here? Did we just get robbed? No. Thought I saw a flash of red. Let's get you guys chopping away. Over where? Oh, good. People are moving in. It's February, yeah. Let's get you chopping away over here. Continue our expansions. Got a decent bit of timber. And why don't we go ahead and build some more plots. Again, I would like to get an army going, get some more buildings going to produce more things, like the dyer's workshop and stuff. So this makes sense to me. Nicely lines up, but also doesn't perfectly line up. Go for it. Cool. There's the trading post done. We have 2 free families. So let's take a look at trade real quick and explain the process, the mechanics. First off, trading post is going to need a family to haul goods to the trading post if they're expecting a foreign trader to come and buy those goods and drop some other goods off of their own. But foreign merchants don't necessarily come unless you've established a dedicated trade route. Now, each individual resource needs to have a dedicated trade route established for it. Some are more expensive than others, but they guarantee a traveling merchant regularly visiting to trade that specific resource. So if you know you have a surplus of something specific, you'll probably want to establish a trade route to make sure that it's not just your family going out to sell the product and buy whatever they need to buy, but also the other way around. And yes, establishing trade routes is both for import and for export, or for the third option, which is why not both? A full trade, so that if you're trying to maintain a certain supply, you can say full trade, so that when you're below that threshold, it'll be purchased, and if you are above that threshold, then it'll be sold. So you can do that, or you can only set it to import or export. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we'd want to do here. We have plenty of planks, way more than we'd need, I think. And we're going to keep producing planks. So why don't we go to, I think it's materials? Nope. Construction makes infinitely more sense. I apologize, that's on me. And let's set this to export. And we're going to say the desired surplus is, let's say 35. I can't imagine any one construction will need more. So let's go with 35. Every time we sell a plank, it'll sell at 2 per. In fact, actually, let's set this to no trade so I can show you. The first price is the import price. The second price, the first price is the export price. The second price is the import price. So if I'm selling planks, I'll be making 2 per plank. If I'm buying, I'll have to pay 12 per plank. And again, all this is regional wealth. It is not my treasury. So it's the money that the people have as opposed to the money I've taxed out of them. So back to it. Let's export planks. Try and keep our surplus at 35. I think that's a reasonable number. And can we export something else as well? I mean, we have plenty of firewood, but I don't know. It got kind of dicey last winter. We got a decent amount of leather, right? Why don't we take a look at leather as a potential option? Leather. You know what? I have to establish a route, so maybe we'll not do that. Maybe instead we pursue that the dyer's workshop so we can start exporting some dyes for 4 apiece, right? That's maybe not a terrible idea, actually. Sure, we'll do that. We'll do that. What about food? What are we looking at here? Decent number of berries, but they come and go. Meat's okay. You know what? Sure, let's trade a bit of meat. Export. We'll keep our surplus at 20. We have 12 families, 20 meat. That should be fine. And trade isn't instantaneous, but I'm sure you could predict that based on everything else. There are people coming and going. There's movements of goods and all that. But yeah, with all that organized, let's go ahead and assign a family here. And they'll actually start again, stocking up, shipping goods, walking off to the edges of the map to hit these trade points. And in the future, these trade points will have more impact. As you can see, like there's going to be cheap goods for import versus good value to export per individual trade point, and that'll incentivize, growth in certain directions. And I just noticed there's a that's new, isn't it? Yeah, that's I think that's new, or it's shifted, or I'm just being paranoid. It's possible I'm just being paranoid, but that makes me nervous. They'll be coming soon, I'm sure. Anyway, back on topic. So this family is going to now handle all the trade stuff, and eventually I might want to get them a horse so that rather than walking to the export points and the import, or the trade points I should say, we'll have a horse-drawn cart, and that'll be, as you might imagine, a lot more efficient. So that upgrade, will be coming soon, hopefully. But let's take a look at the people actually working here. So yeah, transporting, stocking goods for sale. So you're coming through. Hans is transporting. Are you actually carrying anything, or where are you transporting to, buddy? You can follow him for a second. Transporting firewood. All right, let's. Why not? Why not take a look at how the trades focus? Not the right word. Neither is tradesman. Traders. There we go. I knew I'd get there eventually. So he's gonna make his way over, presumably to the storehouse, to pick up the firewood that I can literally see there, which is wild to me. If we didn't have any at the storehouse, he'd head, of course, to the to the woodcutters. But he's able to come over here. He's able to put stuff in his little backpack, and then he's gonna make his way out to the trade point. If we again had him with a horse-drawn cart, he'd be able to carry more goods, and he'd be able to trade more at a time and make more money at a time. So soon, hopefully soon. Well, it's gonna be a hard walk, man. In February weather. Good luck, buddy. Hey, he's gonna go get us some money. You'll see our regional wealth is growing now because of the level 2 burgage plots we have, but it'll hopefully start to grow at a higher rate as this trade picks up. Though on that note, we have 30 war bows. See, once we have enough regional wealth, we are definitely going to establish a route for war bows. It costs 30, but it's going to make us 5 per war bow. So we're gonna make so much bank once we establish this trade route. Because again, I can't even export. Like, I can't just have a dude carrying weapons across the lands. That's not acceptable behavior, I suppose. I don't think the king would like that. So you get an established trade route, so you're allowed to do that. You can see the wife of this family bringing in goods, stockpiling the planks, so that if a foreign trader comes, he can pick it up from over here. Another burgage plot completed, just in time for March. That's good. Hopefully this one will be done before March as well. Before March kicks off, I should say. Feeling good. Feeling good. We are collecting timber. We are collecting timber. Let us establish more burgage plots. Let's go. Actually, as the bandits steal... Oh, come on, man. 14 meat. We gotta get this army going soon. And that's why I'm trying to grow my population, so I can have a sizable militia to send forth. Let's get a tavern established, perhaps, first. Let's get you maybe pointing this way, so this works out nicely. They're similarly sized buildings, but they're not exactly the same size. Did you point out, or do I get you like this? That would really shift the road out quite a bit. Why not? Let's do that. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Measure once, cut twice, right? That's what they say. Pop you down there. Because we want to have it facing this way, and then what we can do is we can let that influence the curvature of this road. I wonder... Actually, if I adjust the curvature, hold down Control and scroll. Yeah, these are tight turns, so I'm not surprised it doesn't do too much. Let's go ahead and smooth it out ourselves then. Something like that, maybe. There we go, that feels right. And keep going into the woods. There we go. And you'll have this slight shift over here, which I quite like. Let's also actually get rid of some of these shrubs over here. Clear the area out. Make things a bit cleaner as we try and expand. Alright. Expanding pretty quickly, actually. Expanding pretty quickly. Like, if we come down to here, like these two buildings are new, and we're slowly chopping away. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Where is... Hans, you're transporting? Is this... You still on your way out, buddy? Oh no. Oh jeez. We gotta get these guys horses like like yesterday, like a month ago. We'll work on it. We'll work on it once we have the money. Once we have the money. Though the first thing I want to establish is probably going to be a trade route for war bows. I do wonder if I should just start getting the militia in place. I'm being a little too laissez-faire about these bandits that are right around the bend. We'll find out. We'll find out soon enough. Tavern's under construction. 5 timber needed. We have 20, so we'll have surplus to build our houses. But a new message. At the same time as another ruler's army was spotted. Oh no, this can't be good. This can't be good. Raiders near. We've received reports of a band of raiders roaming the nearby lands. Should we track their steps? Prepare for attack. 365 days. Okay, so we have a year. We have a year. We know that an attack is likely coming within a year's time, or maybe perhaps beyond a year's time. So let's keep a close eye on them so we can prepare for their arrival. Raiders near. Prepare for the attack. Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Right. 2 years. I thought we had already the long period of stress going into that winter made me think we'd already gotten a bit further along and that the attack was perhaps a little bit closer. But no, we're good, we're good. Trying to think about the development point again. We're feeling pretty steady. That's the wild thing. Like, I feel okay. Just dangerous. I mean, something's gonna go sideways. Something's gonna go sideways. Let's get you clearing this area out too, buddy. March has come, so hopefully we'll see some new families move in. We have room for 4 more. So I don't know if we need more houses right now, because again, they slowly trickle in, right? There's like a slow trickle. We're up to 12 now. Oh, made a bit of money. Sold some planks or something, undoubtedly. Up to 10 regional wealth. Now that is enough for me to establish. No, it's not. I need 50 for an orchard. Fair enough. That's not enough for me to establish anything. We're not going to get to 50 because I'm going to be... Well, we will eventually, but for the time being, I'm going to be focused on that that trade route. 42 warbows. Way too many. We don't have that many people. Can't find a storehouse for excess weapon storage. Dang, I didn't stay on top of this. We are topped up. So let's go ahead and upgrade to a large storehouse. Yeah. I could... Otherwise, build a separate one for certain goods. And you can, well, once this is finished building, I'll show you. But you can assign specific resources to be stored at specific places. In fact, if I go to the granary, you'll see I can say, all right, this one only holds berries and meat. It doesn't hold rye and wheat, because up over here is where the one that holds rye and wheat is, because that's where the mill is, and that's where the baker is, and that's where the fields are, or whatever. So you can absolutely do that and arrange the flow of resources. I mean, of course. But just wanted to point out that that is, in-game, that is a mechanic. Go ahead and clear some more shrubs. Yeah, there we go. Clean this space up. Good stuff. Tavern is almost done. We'll have to import ale, I suppose, because we can't produce it ourselves. And what good is a tavern if you don't have ale to drink at it? And I love the description of the tavern, by the way. Fulfills 1 level of the entertainment requirement for the burgage plots. Like many of your citizens, it needs ale to function. Oh, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Alright, just want to clear out some more of these shrubs so they don't deceive me in terms of being trees. And we're looking okay. Cool. And I wonder... Where is my other level 2? You're level 2. Let's get the cobbler's workshop going. Get those shoes happening. The tailor's workshop, to make clothes, I need wool, I believe it was. And that requires sheep. I mean, I can import it, obviously. Or, I need to get sheep and a bunch of other stuff going so I can get that up and running. Which is why I'm hesitating, you could say, on the tailor's workshop. Whereas the cobbler's workshop, like I said earlier, we already have the resources we need for that. I could also get a brewery extension. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look. If I were to trade and import Hang on. Just to double check here. Malt. Okay. Malt. Am I thinking barley? Malt, barley? I'm not well versed in the process of brewing, so I'm thinking barley. If I take a look at, would it be under industry or farming? No oven, no, all that comes later. Malt house. Oh no, so we can't import malt? hang on. We might not be able to. Or maybe I'm missing it somewhere. Which is extremely... you know what, well, ale imports aren't possible. We might have to set up... there it is, malt. I knew I was looking at the wrong place. So malt is considered a material because I guess it's not the raw good, it's a processed good, but it's still not a final good. So I understand the categorization, fair enough. Throughout my time playing during this like early access and learning and stuff, I've been this screen gets me, as you can see. But yes, we can get malt for 14 a pop. Jeez, expensive. That's expensive, 14 a piece. Whereas ale is 18 a piece. So, you know, does it make more sense to get the malt and then process it myself at a brewery extension at one of these houses? Probably. But first, let's stockpile to get that regional wealth up so that we can get the bow export happening. To that end, perhaps we should upgrade some more of these plots. Yeah, let's get some of these guys upgraded. So let's upgrade you to level 2. We've got plenty of timber, right? Yeah, 30 timber. Let's upgrade you, and let's upgrade you too. Heck, you know what? I think we should upgrade you as well. Sure. The reason why I'm doing that is, again, it generates this passive income of regional wealth, and it's not creeping up as fast as I would like. We have 349 days before this attack, and I want to make sure I am, you know, well, I mean, I guess regional wealth doesn't have anything to do with that, to be fair, but I just want to feel comfortable with the export rate of bows and things like that. And we should perhaps also consider, as the families start to arrive, perhaps we should consider farming this year. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. Also wondering about the Dyer's Workshop. You know what, let's go ahead and get the Dyer's Workshop going perhaps. We have plenty of berries. Oh, another ruler's army was sighted. Okay. Dyer's Workshop up over here. Snap to road for this one. Pop you up there. Pop you... Probably not enough space to face that way. Yeah, just the roads getting in the way, basically. And again, I've told myself I'm not going to remove them, which is why instead we're going to pop you down over here. We're going to go ahead and get the road going out like this, and eventually we might just fill this in, or maybe we'll pop a shrine down or something. But the Dyer's Workshop should allow us to produce yet another good for export, which can be used, you know, locally instead for other end products. But for the time being, we will we'll probably simply export it and generate some wealth that way. All right. Feeling pretty good. Lots of work this session. We got the church down. A lot of burgage plots at level 2 now. We've got a ton of war bows, more war bows than I know what to do with. We'll start exporting them, and perhaps we should actually set up our militia and rather than wait for these raiders to come to us, perhaps we should go and pay them a quick little visit. Oh yeah, see, there's the other one. Oh, there's 2. Whoa, there's 3. Oh no. Okay, we got to get to work. You know what, folks? I'm going to think about it, but I feel like that might be the priority for next time. I hope you enjoyed this session. If you did, you know what to do, folks. Please don't hesitate to let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. And if you're not already a subscriber and you'd like to see more Manor Lords, you might want to consider subscribing as well, because as I've said before, there's going to be a lot more Manor Lords on this channel. I'm planning beginner's guides. I'm going to continue this playthrough. Once this playthrough is done, I'm going to kick off another one and another one. There's 3 scenarios already available, all very different from each other in terms of intensity and what you get involved in. But that's where we're going to call this session, folks. And yeah, I'm very, very curious to see how much money we're going to make from those bows, first of all. But second of all, I'm very curious to see how it's going to be dealing with those bandit camps. Folks, again, if you had a good time, hit that like button, leave a comment down below. But this is where we'll call it. As always, a massive thanks goes out to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. They'll keep us alive and running smoothly. And of course, a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.